Dear students, today we will go through the exercise of chemical effects of electric current. Open your textbook, page number 180. Fill in the blanks. Most liquids that conduct electricity are solutions of 3 dash they are given. You know that acids, bases and salts. These three in a solution form dissolved in water conduct electricity. So, you have to write acids, bases and salts. B. The passage of electric current through a solution causes, what is the effect of electric current when it flows through the solution? It will bring some chemical changes, right? So, the answer is chemical effects. C. If you pass current through copper sulfate solution, copper gets deposited on the plate connected to the dash terminal of the battery. Now, you have learned that in electroplating, it is nothing but electroplating. In that process, usually at the cathode, the electrode which is called cathode, on that the metal is deposited when current flows through the solution, right? Now, cathode is nothing but, which terminal is called cathode out of two electrode? It is the negative terminal. Negative terminal, the electrode which is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. So, that is cathode. So, they are given connected to the negative terminal of the battery. Answer. The process of depositing a layer of any desired metal on another material by means of electricity is called electroplating. Second one, when the free ends of a tester are dipped into a solution, that is the activity, first activity we did, a simple circuit we did with the battery and the bulb, the two ends of the wire are dipped. That is the experiment we did. Here instead of bulb they are given the magnetic needle shows the deflection. Can you explain the reason? Instead of bulb they have used the magnetic needle. You have to wind the magnetic wire on the small compass, and the magnetic needle will deflect when current is present in the wire. That is the magnetic effect of electric current. Bulb will work by the heating effect of electric current. Here magnetic needle they are given, so they have used the compass, and when the magnetic needle shows the deflection, it means magnetic effect of electric current. To bring the magnetic effect of electric current, the current should flow in the circuit. So, when the tester, the two ends of the wire, the tester if you dip it in the solution, the magnetic needle deflects, it indicates circuit is complete, the current is flowing through the solution also. That is the reason the magnetic needle shows the deflection. Okay, that is the answer. Next one, third one, that same figure they are given for the third one, it is same as for the second question also. So, there are the two ends they are given and the magnetic needle showing the deflection. So, this liquid taken is a good conductor of electricity. It is a good electrolyte. Third one, name the three liquids which when tested in the manner as shown in the figure 14.9 may cause magnetic needle to deflect. So, which solutions conduct electricity? We know that the salts conduct electricity. So, you can give the example sodium chloride, the common salt solution, that will show the deflection, one example, and acids will acids conduct electricity. That's a good electrolyte. So, take water, dissolve small amount of dilute, take dilute sulfuric acid, or sulfuric acid dissolve in water, it become dilute, or by taking dilute sulfuric acid in the solution, it will show the magnetic needle, it show the conduction. And base also you can take either sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide, take a small amount and dissolve in water, and that solution also conduct electricity. So, it will show the deflection in the needle. That is the three example. Fourth one, the bulb does not glow in the setup. That same, here bulb is given, not instead of a magnetic needle. Same experiment, but bulb is given. Okay, 14.10. List the possible reasons, explain your answer. If the circuit is not properly connected, bulb will not glow. That is one reason. If battery is not working, again the bulb will not glow. And third reason is, if the liquid taken will not conduct electricity. If it not conduct electricity, then also bulb will not glow. So it won't conduct electricity. So out of three reasons, it may be any one of the reason. Okay. Fifth one, a tester is used to check the conduction of electricity through two liquids. They have taken separately the two liquids, liquid A, one labeled, and another liquid is labeled as B, and they have tested whether it will conduct electricity or not. What they found? It is found that the bulb of the tester glows brightly, with much brightness. It glows for the liquid A, the first liquid A, the bulb will glow much brighter, while it glows very dimly with not much brightness. It will not glow much brightness. Okay, for the liquid B. What you will conclude by this experiment? Two liquids, one day will test it whether it will conduct or not. At that case, the bulb will glow brightly, A liquid. In a B liquid, the bulb glows dimly. Okay. Now you have to come to some conclusion. Okay. They are given four conclusions, which is the suitable conclusion. You can pick it. Liquid A is better conductor than liquid B. That is one option. Second option is liquid B is better conductor than liquid A. And third one, both are equally conducting. And fourth one, conducting properties of liquid cannot be compared in this manner. So which one you think most suitable? One is more bright, A1 is more brighter, B is less brighter. More brighter, when the bulb will glows more brighter, if the current passing through the bulb will be more, heating effect will be more, so it will give much light, it will glow with much light. It means current is flowing, much current is flowing in the circuit. So A liquid will give much glow in the bulb. It indicates A is better conductor of electricity compared to B, because in B the bulb is not give much brightness, so it will in that case less current is flowing, so bulb is glowing less. Okay, so the reason is, or the most proper answer is second one. First one, liquid A is liquid A is better conductor than liquid B. Sixth one, does pure water conduct electricity? If not, what can we do to make it conducting? We learned in one of the activity, we did the activity and you have seen when taken distilled water, the bulb is not glowing. What it indicates? Distilled water is not good conductor of electricity. Now, we made the distilled water conducting the electricity. You observe that I have taken sodium chloride and dissolve it, right, into the same distilled water, even copper sulfate. That experiment also we did. So you have to take either salt or acid or base, whatever you can take it small amount and dissolve it in the distilled water, then it will show the conduction. Okay, so by that we can make distilled water conducting the electricity. Seventh one, in case of a fire, before the firemen use the water hoses, they shut off the main electrical supply for the area. Explain why they do this. In case of fire accidents caused by short circuit or other reasons of the electrical hazards, fire accidents takes place. Imagine, due to electrical reasons, the fire caused there. Now, the firemen will come, they want to pour the water. It is risky because through the water sometimes current will flow, right? Why it will flow? To stop it, if there is no current, then they are safe. They can put up the fire. In the combustion and flame, you have learned that while put up the fire, they will not use usually water to put up the fire caused by the electrical hazards like short circuit. The reason is, in water current will flow. In some liquids we have learned that it conduct electricity. In case of water which the firemen are using, it is not distilled water, either tap water they are using or even sometimes well water they are using. Okay, so well water contains small amount of minerals dissolved in that particular sand or mud in that region. Or if they take tap water, tap water we are consuming from the tap water, it is chlorinated water. To kill the germs, they will chlorinate the water. So that chlorinated water also conduct it's a good conductor of electricity. It is a good electrolyte. So it is not distilled water. So possibility of when they pour the water, current, if it is there in the wire and it is broken, it may flow through the water and the people nearby, they may get electric shock. Okay, so to avoid it, because the water other than distilled water conduct electricity if it dissolved salts etc. So they put up the main switch and then they start doing the putting of the fire. That is the main reason, because they conduct electricity, that water. Eighth one, a child staying in a coastal region tests the drinking water and also sea water with his tester, not by drinking. We cannot drink the sea water, you know that. Here he tested the drinking water as well as sea water by the method which we did for testing the liquid. Either you can use a magnetic needle or you can use a bulb, using that method. Okay. He finds that the compass needle, magnetic compass they have used instead of battery. Okay. What he found? He finds that the compass needle deflects more in the case of sea water. Can you explain the reason? Now, drinking water in the coastal region contains small amount of minerals. Okay, because the sea is closer to them, so small amount of salt definitely dissolved in drinking water. Okay, so it is a good electrolyte, and salts dissolved in water conduct electricity, so it will show the deflection in drinking water. Now, if you take the sea water contains still much amount of salt, many types of salt dissolved in sea water, so much salty. So definitely due to much salt, it will conduct better than the drinking water. So the needle will show more deflection when that person, the boy who is doing the testing using his tester, with the drinking water and with the sea water. Drinking water contains small amount of salt in comparison with the sea water. Sea water contains large amount of salt dissolved in water. So definitely the salt water when tested show much deflection in front of the drinking water. Okay, that is the amount of salt differs from drinking water to sea water. Okay. Ninth one, is it safe for the electrician to carry out electrical repairs outdoors during heavy downpour? Explain. So one electrical person testing his equipments or some of the electrical devices outside his house or outdoors, maybe that device is much bigger. During that, if heavy rain comes, okay, outside heavy rain comes, is it any risk is there for that particular repair person? What will happen if heavy rain falls here? Now you may think, if rain comes there, the rain water is pure water, you think. So in pure water or distilled water, the current will not flow, so he is in the safe ground. He is safeguarded, no problem, he can do his work, you may think. But nowadays, due to pollution in the atmosphere, we have sulfur dioxide gas or some of the oxides of nitrogen is, even carbon dioxide is present. To some extent, it may dissolve, it will dissolve in small amount, no doubt. In the when rainwater will fall to when water pierces to the air, definitely the oxides present in the air definitely dissolve in the water in a small amount. So that rainwater will become little acidic in nature. You have learned acid rain, how it causes? It is due to the acid present in the rainwater. How acid will form? It is due to the carbon dioxide, especially the sulfur dioxide. No doubt carbon dioxide also dissolve, causing the acidic nature. Main reason is sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides. This will cause the acidic nature of the water, rainwater. So you know acids are good conductor of electricity. So when the electric repairman will do his work outdoor, and at that time if heavy rain comes, when the water may flow and it is acidic in nature, small acidic in nature, so small amount of acid dissolved in water make the pure water to conduct electricity. So when he is doing his test, he may pass the electric current through the device while testing. So or the wire may be kept lying on the ground. So definitely it is, and when rain comes, it may fall on the wire also or the electrical device also. So he may get electric shock. So you should not do, it is not at all good advice given to anyone to do the work outside the any house or the factory or the building while during heavy rain is pouring. There may be passing of the current, he may get electrical shock. So you should not be do that one, okay, it is not at all good. It is not at all safe, okay. 10th one, Paley had heard that rainwater is a good same one now explanation is as good as distilled water, means pure water. So she collected some rainwater in a clean glass tumbler and tested it using a tester. So she heard, everyone says usually rainwater, they will sometimes, you have seen for the first rain when it comes, the children will, the people will go outside, they will open their mouth to drink that pure water from nature, they will think and they will drink it. So she also have that same idea, Paheli. So rainwater is pure water, okay. And she collected some rainwater in a clean glass tumbler. Maybe she is 8th standard. She learned this lesson. She pure water will not conduct electricity. She learned it, right? So what she did, she tested. She want to test it using a tester, like you did know at home. Some of you how that activity. So she also did that activity, testing the activity, taking the rainwater collected in a tumbler. To her surprise, she found that the compass needle showed the deflection. What could be the reason? So she thought that this pure water, rainwater, there will be no deflection in the magnetic needle. But to her surprise, she found that when she did this activity using the tester, she found that the magnetic needle showing the deflection. What it indicates? Current is flowing in the rainwater. So what is the reason for this rainwater? As I explained earlier, again I will explain, rainwater, even though it is pure before pouring down there, before falling in the clouds, but nowadays as the places, much of the places development is taking place where big factories, industries and much of the people have vehicles, two-wheeler or car or the bus, train, everything. When it goes running, it gives out smoke. Mainly factories, big industries and your automobile vehicles. They emit much smoke, and this smoke contains some of the oxides, maybe sulfur or nitrogen, even carbon. These all oxides dissolve, means when it comes down in the atmosphere, these oxides are present because the factory may be there in the big city or the town, whatever it is, continuously it is emitting the smoke, and the possibility of that particular area air, that small amount of that oxide may be present, and when rainwater falls there and that oxide dissolve in water, making the water slightly acidic. It may not be as strong as your acid rain, that type of water it may not change. It may change some big cities into strong acids or like acid rain. We may not compare of it that rainwater is acidic or not. It is tasteless for our tongue, but definitely small amount of oxide dissolved in water causing it little acidic, and that is the reason the magnetic needle showing the deflection. Okay. Next one, prepare a list of objects around you that are electroplated. See, you electroplate, you know, when passing the current through some salt solution, the salt present in the or the metal at the anode dissolve in that respective salts and collect at the cathode. That is called electroplating. Now, in our day-to-day life, which objects are subjected to, or which subject you want to be electroplated. In the lesson they are given like gold or silver, that metals should be usually they electroplate it on cheap metals to make the ornament cheap, affordable for all the common people. Second one is the iron, which is easily corroded. To avoid that corrosion, because iron is much heavy in bridges or in vehicles, in the machine part, etc. They may use iron to prevent rusting, to give good appearance. Chromium plating they will do, they will cover, make the deposit of chromium layer on the iron articles to get good shining, rust proof and scratch proof material. Like example, your handlebars of the cycle, the simple example I can give. So that chromium plating also they will do. And lastly, chromium is much costly. To avoid, instead they may use zinc. It is called galvanizing of iron. The zinc surface they will coat it on iron material, so that iron it can prevent rusting of iron, especially in the bridges. Much iron where it is needed for a long term to stop its to prevent rusting, because once rusting started, the outer surface iron become soft, or it will move, that pieces will go away and the weakening of the metal takes place. It won't become much strong. So in that case, in that material also they will do the electroplating. Okay. 12th one, the process that you saw in activity 14.7 is used for purification of copper. That in electroplating process, the activity 14.7 is nothing but which activity? This activity. The electroplating, that experiment we did, no, this activity, you see your textbook. In that case, what is the question? It's used for purification of copper. A thin plate of pure copper and a thick rod of impure copper are used as electrode. One is impure copper rod, one is a thin pure copper plate they have used. Now, copper from the impure rod is sought to be transferred to the thin copper plate. So, in one of the electrode, the metal will dissolve and it will deposit on the another electrode, okay, in the electroplating. Now copper from impure rod is sought to be we want to make the copper present in a impure rod, that should be transferred to the thin copper plate which is in the pure form, that we want to bring, okay, in purification of copper experiment it is. Which electrode should be attached to the positive terminal of the battery and why? Now we have seen that usually in electroplating at the cathode, that is the metal which is connected to the negative terminal, on that cathode metal is deposited when you pass the current. So the pure copper plate is occupy the place of cathode. The negative terminal connected electrode should be the cathode, and at that place we should use the pure copper plate, so that when you pass the electric current, the the copper should will deposit on the cathode, this pure copper plate. So when the place of cathode is occupied by the pure copper plate, the left out electrode is the anode, that is the electrode which is connected to the positive terminal of the battery, okay. So here cathode is pure copper plate be connected, the anode, the next second electrode, the left out electrode is nothing but the anode, there we should connect the another one which is impure copper rod, that should be connected. And when you I will show the diagram, you know it. If you take in the container, this electrolyte you have to take, and this is the rod, thick rod we have to take. It is impure copper, okay, and thin plate is taken. Here it is pure copper. And while going connection, positive terminal, it is negative terminal, battery. Here negative terminal, the small line indicates the negative terminal of the battery, big line indicates the positive terminal, okay. Now when current is flowing in this direction, like this way current will flow, it is a good conductor, that electrolyte we have taken, so it will flow like this way. This is the process of current is flowing now. So when the current is flowing here, like this way, flowing, it will bring some chemical changes, and while electroplating is one of the chemical change, while electroplating takes place, the cathode, the negative terminal of the battery connected to the metal is called cathode. This is cathode, where metal will deposit. So here copper metal will deposit. Now which copper usually come? The impure copper we don't want, so they will keep it at the anode. This will dissolve slowly and it will move here and it will come here and it will collect at the cathode here. So this will become bigger in size, the pure copper, and this will become smaller in size gradually. So this is the way we have to connect it to deposit copper on the pure copper plate. Understood, children? So that is the end of the exercise, and in a page, page number 182, they are given some extra activities. You read it, and with your parents' permission and their presence, if possible, you are staying at home, so if you get bored, try to do this interesting activities. Some activities you can try, and that is the thing, you have to go through that, and to learn more about it or interesting thing, they are given extra information. So read it, what it is given, you understand and get more information about regarding the traffic light. That is regarding this chapter. Okay, thank you.